All right, guys, so today we're going to recap everything that happened in the world of soccer on Wednesday, June 17th, from the kickoff of the Premier League, the Bundesliga, La Liga action, and yes, as you guys can tell, we are going to talk about the Coppa Italia final, and we're going to discuss my thoughts on Serie A. And don't go anywhere, guys. I'm your boy at Parcero Philly, night of all things sports and culture in the beautiful city of Philadelphia, and we're going to break down all the soccer action for you. Let's get this started, guys. Right, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and the channel to help your boy out. It is a absolutely gorgeous Thursday morning. We are enjoying the sunshines here in South Jersey. We are getting a little bit of clouds, but hey, we got a lot to get to today, and it's an exciting day for soccer. Not only did we have Coppa Italia final, which was an epic classic in calcio. We had the Premier League kicking off for the restart. We had some good La Liga action, some good Bundesliga action. So we're going to break it down all real quick for you and talk about it. But before we get started, I want to talk about Serie A and the Coppa Italia final. First off, with Serie A, if you guys have followed me on any of my social media platforms, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, I talk to you guys about my stance on Serie A, especially with what's going on around the United States right now, and just seeing what has happened in Serie A over the last year and a half or so. As we all know, racism has been really prevalent in Italy in general, but predominantly Serie A, of course. And it really got to a point where I just kind of wanted to separate myself from the Italian game. I have no tolerance for racism. It has no part in my life, and it has no part in the game, quite frankly. And I kind of wanted to separate myself because I didn't want to support something that was for racism. But I kind of realized that, you know, I cover the sport in Philadelphia, where in America we have a pretty big cultural community. Just seeing, you know, I didn't see enough from some of the cultural community that didn't step up and put their sense in. This isn't about politics. This is about basic human rights. You know, what Black people in America have gone through is absolutely disgusting. And the thing is that this isn't just an issue here in America. Yeah, it is really highlighted, and this country is really big, but this is going on around the world, even in Colombia, where I'm proud of you know, saying my heritage is from. And in Italy, where we've seen this happen throughout the last year, I would think that some in the culture community would step up. So I decided that, you know, it's time to, you know, step up and speak up for no racism in Serie A. So I wasn't going to watch the Coppa Italia final, I'm not gonna lie to you, but something told me, like literally half an hour before the match started, is like, you might want to watch this, because if Napoli wins and you miss it, you're going to be upset with yourself. So I watched it. And let me tell you guys, this is an absolutely great match. This is an absolute instant classic. We're talking about Juve, the kings of the north of Italy, versus Napoli, the kings of the south of Italy. You know, these two always have had great matches, especially, you know, you think back to the Maradona times. You know, Maradona going up against those powerful Juve teams over the last decade. Napoli actually beat Juve in one of the Coppa Italia, the first Coppa Italia for Aurelio De Laurentiis, the president of Napoli. And you knew this was going to be a good matchup. And we really got our money's worth here. For Napoli, you know, under Gattuso, I think Gattuso was the perfect fit for what this Napoli team is needed. You had Maurizio Sarri and Carlo Ancelotti, who were more tactical, right? You know, instilling their whole tactics. Sarri with his whole Sarri ball, the ticky-tack passes, the short passes, while Ancelotti was very flexible with his formations, the base out of the 4-4-2. Now you get Gattuso, who instills this work ethic into Napoli. You know, the pressing, the counter-attacking. This is a new element to Napoli that has really been beneficial. And it took some time for Napoli to get it rolling, but you've clearly noticed, you know, in this whole Coppa Italia run, this Napoli team have played much more enthused, and it's been working really, really well for them. And you think about it, Gattuso in 17 matches already has a trophy for Napoli. Maurizio Sarri was there for 3 seasons and he couldn't even get 1 trophy, even though they had probably one of the best teams in Napoli history. So it's not just that. You think about some of these individual performances on the pitch for Napoli. It starts with Alex Meret, who in my opinion is the future goalkeeper for Italy, had an absolutely spectacular match. And to think that he was not the top goalie for Gattuso. Gattuso was going with my guy David Ospina, even though we knew the potential and the capabilities that Alex Meret has. Unfortunately, Ospina got suspended for this match from the semi-final match against Inter, and Alex Meret showed up big time. He played great in the 90 minutes, and even in the shootout, he had some huge saves. He stepped up big. You saw the ice in his veins, so it really was a great performance by him. Kalidou Koulibaly looked like the Kalidou Koulibaly that I fell in love with. I actually have his jersey on right now, but he played like the Kalidou Koulibaly that I know and I love. Even Diego Demi had a great performance as well. He was involved in the attack. It seems like they're trying to have him more as the Jorginho type, the type that the last line of the defense before he gets to the back line, moves the ball as the regista, and he was even up and involved in the attack. Fabian Ruiz and Pietro Zielinski did their parts as the shuttlers. Even Lorenzo Insigne played all 90 minutes, and he played great as well. You saw the leadership come out of him, and he was relentless. He went for his shots. They weren't going in, but he was going for it, and that's the important part there as well. And the crazy part is that Napoli kept chipping away. They weren't, even if Juve had a nice opportunity, they would turn back around and get an opportunity as well. And Gigi Buffon, we got to talk about Gigi Buffon, because Gigi looked like a 20-year-old out there. We forget that this guy's 40 years old. He had a phenomenal match for Juve, and Napoli just didn't matter for them. They kept going for it. In the end, it went into shootouts, and Napoli somehow came out victorious in this match here. Once it went to shootouts, just like every other Napoli fan, I thought that it was over. I thought Juve were going to get this win. There was no way that Napoli were going to beat a proven, tested team like Juve in a penalty shootout, but Napoli got it done. And this was a great victory for Napoli. Now for Aurelio De Laurentiis, after literally grabbing Napoli from resurrection, now has 3 Coppa Italia titles. That's impressive. Now they just need to get that Serie A title, and that'll be very impressive for a president who's taken this team from the 3rd division to where it is now. It is really spectacular to see. Now when it comes to Serie A, now before the match, Serie A had Sergio Silvestre. From my understanding, I don't know anything about Sergio, but from my understanding, he is an artist who lives here in Los Angeles, United States. They'll speak Italian. Had him sing the national anthem. Now, from what I hear, he butchered the national anthem. Obviously, I don't know the Italian national anthem, but I guess he butchered the national anthem. And at the end, he did put his fist up. No justice, no peace. He yelled out as well. It definitely got mixed reactions, of course. I know a lot of Italians don't want to see that, which I don't understand. But it is what it is, and it wasn't the proper. My thing is, was the intention seems good, right? Obviously, bringing out an artist who does speak Italian to do the national anthem, but were you doing it for an image perspective, or are you doing it because you actually want to do something? You are the league that is known for having racist fans, and to be quite honest, you have a lot of racists involved in the league. So the Serie A has a serious image issue, and bringing Sergio Silvestre, although in reality looks good, but were the intentions the right intentions is what I want to know. Now on to the pitch, the big controversy, we've seen with the other leagues during the shutdown, like Bundesliga and like La Liga, the fake noise is one thing. We've seen the pop-up fans in the stands as well. In the Coppa Italia final, what we did see was it seems like a digital tifo throughout the stadium. What you saw was it was like a digital feel. It looked like flags waving. What the sideline was the Italian flag. One end had the Juve colors, the other end had the Napoli colors. This had mixed reactions from different fans, and I just think at the end of the day, there's no fans here. You can't really recreate the fan environment, so just let it be. You don't need fans in the stands if you're not going to have them. Just let the players play. I'll be thankful that we actually just have soccer to watch. So overall, I think it was a good day for Serie A. I still don't think I will be covering it, but obviously, I am a Napoli fan, so I'm obviously going to be watching Napoli, but I'm just going to be watching, see what else Serie A does. A lot more needs to be done, but this is a start. For a sense, this is definitely a start. Congratulations to my Napoli. We have a trophy. Now it's time to get back into qualification for Champions League. I do also have a post on Instagram talking about my thoughts on what's going on in Italy, how us Americans, especially the American soccer community, need to step up and need to call out Serie A on this issue here. First match of the Premier League, we get our controversy right off the bat. Sheffield United in the 39th minute had a free kick in the Aston Villa final third. Free kick would go directly into Aston Villa's goalkeeper, Orhan Nyland, and he would catch it, but then Nyland would run into Aston Villa's striker, Keenan Davis, and he would unfortunately stumble back in behind the goal line, which in most cases you would think that ball crosses the line, it's a goal, but the goal got called off. Whatever reason, we don't understand why. Like, it's not even like Nyland ran into a Sheffield United player. He ran into his own teammate, and it was called off. I don't have an explanation why, but in my book, that's a goal for Sheffield, and Sheffield should have won this match and got 3 points, moving them closer into the Europa League spot. But this match would end in a 0-0 draw, and this talk of the Premier League in the first day was, why the hell was that Sheffield United goal not called? That's how we start off this Premier League week. All right, the next matchup was a pretty good one. Manchester City versus Arsenal. The storyline here was Pep Guardiola facing off against his former student, Mikel Arteta. Of course, when it comes to all the restarts, rustiness is a factor. We don't know what teams are going to look like. But for City, they looked apart, and Arsenal looked apart too. They looked good as well. And this was a match that was pretty close for most of the match. You're talking essentially 45 minutes. We had a 0-0 match. It was back and forth. Honestly, Arsenal's fortunes would change in the 24th minute. Pablo Mari would suffer an injury, which would bring on Mr. David Luiz, and he had a day that he would like to forget forever. And Arsenal fans calling for his head. Second minute of injury time in the first half. David Luiz would allow a ball to deflect off of his leg, which would find Raheem Sterling, of all people, and Raheem just literally rocketed it into the left side of the net. That would put Manchester City up 1-0. That's when the downhill spiral would happen. The 49th minute in the second half, literally like a couple minutes into the second half, David Luiz would get a red card. He would get a red card in the box, not only did it give Manchester City a one-man advantage, but it also gave him a penalty kick. So David Luiz, in the matter of 20 minutes, was able to allow an error to give Manchester City a goal and also give Manchester City a penalty kick and a red card. God damn, David Luiz, do you still have that Chelsea blood in you? Like, god damn. Kevin De Bruyne would put that goal away, and that was literally it for Arsenal. 91st minute, Manchester City young gunner Phil Foden got another goal to put Manchester City up 3-0, and that's how the match would end, 3-0. Man, I feel for Arsenal fans and even Mikel Arteta. I think this could have been a closer match. It could have even been a draw, but literally the fortunes of one player. If Pablo Mari didn't get injured, what could have happened in this match? But goddamn. So the Premier League started off their play with a bang, a no-call goal, and David Luiz ruining the chances for Arsenal. Hey, great day for some fans. Let's move on to La Liga. Let's run through some of these scores. Athletic Bilbao would draw Eibar 2-2. Real Valladolid would draw against Celta de Vigo. It was 0-0. And my Atletico Madrid, facing off against Osasuna, showed up finally. had a performance that we direly wanted as colchoneros. A 5-0 victory for Atletico Madrid. Great victory, and I really hope this is what Atletico Madrid needs to get the ball rolling. And most importantly, João Felix, who's gotten his fair share of criticism this season, got a nice little brace in this match there. Great performance by Atletico Madrid. All right, last but not least, let's move on to the German Bundesliga. We had a couple bit of surprises, and I'm not so happy as a supporter of Werder Bremen. Eintracht Frankfurt would get a 2-1 victory over Schalke. Eintracht Frankfurt really have stepped it up over the last couple matches and are really secured their spot in the top 10. While Schalke, this restart is the worst possible thing that could have happened to Schalke and David Wagner. A positive, though, for all my fellow Americans. Weston McKennie, another goal, and he's looking good. Now, if I'm Schalke, man, I'm putting that price tag up high for Weston McKennie. He is probably the most profitable player on that team. Not only the fact that he is an up-and-coming midfielder, but as Chelsea and Christian Pulisic, that the marketing factor is huge. So I expect him to go to the Premier League very soon. Bayer Leverkusen took care of business against Cyclone. Kyle Havertz adding on to his impressive campaign as a star for Bayer Leverkusen. All right, next match, really, this is where it ticked me off. Borussia Dortmund. God damn, Dortmund, what the hell do we do with you? They dropped the match against FC Mainz. Of all the clubs, they dropped against FC Mainz, losing 2-0 at home. At home, how do you lose at home against a squad like FC Mainz? And not only, I mean, Bayern Munich already have locked up the Bundesliga, which we understand completely, but god damn, like, have some pride out there. Have some freaking pride out there. And for my Werder Bremen fans, it's not looking good staying up. With the victory for FC Mainz, it really kind of secures their spot in the Bundesliga in a sense. Now they are 6 points ahead of Werder Bremen. Our only chance for Werder fans is to try to get into that playoff round, which we are only 2 points away of getting to that. So we will see, but a little upset there. And for Favre, he is on the hot seat. And if I'm the Dortmund front office, I'm letting him go. He does not get this team to show up. And this is probably the best squad they have had since those Klopp teams. And they have yet to show up in big matches. So I think Favre's job is it's not looking good. Hoffenheim would take care of Augsburg 3-1 with a nice little brace by De Boer. RB Leipzig, ooh, what the hell? Well, that's another squad too, has not really been as strong as we expected in the restart here. Drawing Fortuna Dusseldorf 2-2, but the thing is that Leipzig had the lead for most of this match. And literally in the last 4 to 5 minutes, they allowed Fortuna Dusseldorf to come back and draw this match. Again, that doesn't help for the Bremen fans, but I will say that Timo Werner and Kappel had 2 beautiful goals, but it doesn't matter if you can't get the W. So RB Leipzig are in a safe spot for Champions League qualification, but come on, guys. Drawing to Dusseldorf, come on, help us out. All right, as far as Thursday action, guys, all we really have is La Liga, so it's a little break of all the action, but the weekend's going to be really hectic. Alaves facing off against Real Sociedad. I believe that Sociedad, after that bad first start off to the restart of the La Liga, I think they will find their stride and they will get a draw. They will get a win against Osasuna. I see like a 1-0 victory for Real Sociedad. Then we had Real Madrid facing off against Valencia. This is a good matchup. Real Madrid did look good in that first match against Eibar. Valencia wasn't as strong against Levante, but like I said, Levante looking good in this restart. I see Real Madrid getting the victory there, 3-1. Guys, that's all I got for you guys today. We had the first time in a long time, we had a full slate of action in the top 4 European leagues. It's great. It's a step closer to normality. But guys, let me know what your thoughts were as far as anything I said as far as Serie A. Your thoughts on the Premier League crazy first day, any of the Bundesliga, La Liga action. Let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about it, guys. But guys, I appreciate you for checking my video out. It means the world to me, but I could really use your guys' help. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and this channel to help your boy out. Guys, I am your boy, Parcero Philly. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.